as I mentioned, sharing your stories, it takes a lot of courage. I admire that you're here, you're doing this. Your strength is amazing. Trauma, it stays with you. How do you really get rid of trauma? You can take steps to, help try to just get through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Navigate through it. I want to know, based off the fact that you both have been in abusive relationships, that traumas may stay there. You have ways of coping with it. But tell our viewers, survivors, what steps you take to kind of really prioritize yourself and with self-care for yourselves now at this point.
You want to start?
Okay. Yes, I agree with that. It's a part of me forever. So it's changed me. I've learned from it, and I am grateful that I was able to get out of the situation. What I like to do when I feel triggered, or I guess I would say it's more stressed and sad, not triggered like in a violent, like crazy way, but just triggered as far as the sadness or really thinking about it. I like to play the piano, so I've been playing since I was 3 or 4, so that's been a real calming effect on me. I also like to go to church. Yeah. I love traveling with my husband and taking time to enjoy each other. And I love getting out and just celebrating with my friends. They can see how happy I am and how I continue to thrive. So those are the ways that I use to really help de-stress.
Okay, that's great. I love to travel too. Best vacation spot so far?
St. John. It reminds me of Okinawa, the good parts of Okinawa. Yes, and it's only a 3-hour flight. Aside from this, I'm good. Yeah. Yes. Aside from breaking an ankle, it's the best
a great
place.
time.
Yes.
How about you, Miriah?
Mine are very similar to Tina's, so I'm going to speak like a little bit more generally because I feel like these are options for victims. I think a piece is getting your anger out because there's such feelings of injustice and finding ways to get that out in a productive way. For me, I ran. I just ran. I needed to get that energy out, and I'm still a runner to this day. And it had like a multiple benefit. I do it at the start of my day, and so it gets out any of those negative feelings. It clears my mind. It helps calm me down. It also makes me feel like I can run away from a bad guy if I need to. Yeah. And so there's a piece of that where it makes me feel mentally and physically strong. I also think grieving who you were before and during the abuse, because I look back on her sometimes and she'll come to my mind and I can see her and I can't help but feel, sad for her. And I think that's kind of the piece for a lot of my survivors that can haunt us in a way. And so making sure you're taking the time to grieve, making sure you're taking the time to rest. Your social battery is not the same when you exit an abusive relationship. And so a lot of times, because you're having to be like so strong and on with the abuser and all the walking on eggshells, that when you leave, you just like your nervous system collapses. You're just tired. And I tell my clients, I'm like, just go if you need to take a nap, eventually you'll re-regulate and come back to and be able to have like your normal capacity again. But right now is not the time for you to be expelling more energy than you need to. Yeah. And so those would be the pieces. And for me, it's also traveling with my husband. I'm remarried to my unicorn of a man. And I also get my nails done every 3 weeks.
Yeah,